Daniel, you are on my foot.
Oh.
Please stop.
This podcast is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Spoiler warning for whatever is in the title of this episode.
And now for the obligatory socials. Please like, share and subscribe. You can find the podcast on Twitter at HorrorPod69. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Slasher and Goodreads. Become part of the Disturbed community by asking for the Facebook group and Discord links. Send dick pics to the Horror of Babylon podcast at gmail.com. Support the show at patreon.com/the Horror of Babylon. In closing, you can let your friends know that the Horror of Babylon is available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible and all other major podcast apps.
Welcome to episode 98 of the Horror of Babylon, where we discuss ourselves, because it's been 2 years of the Horror of Babylon. I am Ryan, and with me as always is Daniel. Say hi, Daniel.
Hi, Daniel.
And Hef's here too.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm good.
Daniel's fired up tonight. Yeah. And speaking of people who are fired up, or at least I hope they are, thank you to Abigail the First, Breaker of Chains, Mother of Dragons, and
Logan,
the Full Metal Patron, and Ben, the Fourth, Patron of Hope, and Mia the Fifth, the Rainmaker.
She makes it rain.
Oh, she makes it rain. And thank you to Horsemen Comics and Gaming, which you can visit at the Morgantown Mall in Morgantown, West Virginia, the Mall at Robinson in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You can shop online at shop.forhorsemancomics.com. And no bullshit today. If you make it in there, say hello to Ronald III, Grandpa's of Christmas. He's a pretty cool guy.
I have been told that apparently these intros we do for the patrons are funny.
Except for all those kids he killed in the 80s.
I didn't think we were talking about that yet.
Hey, we're going to reference it.
Yeah. If you have listened to our anniversary episode last year, we kind of kicked off that episode by talking about what we enjoyed and what we didn't enjoy about season 1, and what some of our goals are and what our hopes were for season 2, and how we hope to improve. So I actually listened to that, and I wrote down some of the things that Daniel and I said, and some of those we succeeded on and some of them we didn't. So I thought we could kind of kick off by going over those.
Okay.
And of course, if you want to listen to our first anniversary episode, you can go to our YouTube page and go to the podcast playlist and check that out. So the first thing that we said as a reflection on season 1 is that we wanted to make sure when we were doing large projects like The Stand or It or Dracula, that we would break them up with other little things so that we weren't just covering one topic for weeks on end.
And it's honestly made it so much more enjoyable.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of to the point where we do like 2 big projects at a time. One of them's like on Thursdays and one's on Sundays.
Yeah.
And they like overlap. Like we were like bouncing between The Exorcist and Alien back and forth. And I think it makes it a lot more palatable.
I agree. I actually think that was one of our better decisions.
Yeah, and so definitely big old green check mark to us for that. And also, we wanted to be more diverse in the types of authors that we read. And because last year we read The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones, and it was kind of a wake-up call about like what books by people from other cultures, how different they can be. And so we were like, well, we should make an effort to read more than just old white guys in season 2. And we also succeeded on that. But what I'm proud of is that we kind of just did it naturally. We didn't like sit down.
Go out of our way for it.
Yeah, we didn't say we need these many women, and we just kind of did it.
Yeah, there was just some good books out there and some not so good books out there.
Yeah, they weren't all good books, but we naturally just kind of picked from a greater pool. And I'm going to set us another goal for season 3. Hold on, I have some diversity statistics. Okay, so we read 18 different authors in season 2.
Okay.
Of them, in terms of race, 5 of them were not white. And in terms of gender, 6 of them were not male. And in terms of nationality, 9 of them were not American.
Hooray!
So, but here's where we can improve. In terms of race, all of them were either Caucasian or Asian. I think
Brian had to watch me swallow a joke.
I think that kind of that just kind of because we're weebs.
Yeah, I mean, I like Japanese stuff.
I like it. And in terms of nationality,
We're American, so.
well,
Who's been
everybody was British or Japanese.
Yeah.
Who's been looking at my Pornhub history?
Yeah, so we can branch out a little more, but I'm proud of us. I mean, we didn't just do like Bram Stoker and Stephen King and call it a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pat myself on the back for being a good ally.
Not being comprehensive. Oh, and I didn't even think of that, but yes, we did some non-hetero authors as well, but I didn't even like record that. Okay, and then some ways where we didn't really meet our goals. We spent a significant time in that episode talking about how we wanted to have more guests, and we had fewer guests in season 2 than we had in season 1,
Okay.
excluding Hef.
Yeah. I kind of just consider Hef the third wheel now.
You know, Hef is co-host number 3.
Yeah, we're a tricycle.
Yeah, but I just wanted to make that explicit.
Yay, upgrade.
So, aside from the people who may or may not appear on our FNAF episode, we had Ron on 2 episodes, and we had 1 interview with Remy, which is fewer guests than we had in season 1. Mm-hmm. So, it is what it is.
That's one more interview than we had last year, I believe, though.
Yeah, it's 100% more interviews.
Yeah.
Yeah. We said we wanted to go to more live events, like conventions and festivals, and do like content there. We did not do that, but I mean, it's okay. It's not.
We can make an effort.
And the final thing is, we said we wanted to do more interviews. Which I guess technically it's a success because we did 1 interview as opposed to the 0 we did in season.
So that should be green.
That should be green. Okay, that's a success. I'm going to present these to both of you, and you can use what we just discussed to answer this, or you can go elsewise. What do you think you would have done differently for season 2 of the Horror of Babylon?
God, I probably just would have tried to make more of an effort to go out and do live events, but I found it extremely hard to A, find events to do, and B, find the time.
Like, we could have gone to Mothman, and there was never even a conversation. I don't think any of us really wanted to go.
I was like, man, no, that sounds draining.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know we did it like real last minute last year, but I mean, kind of getting accommodations and everything like that was kind of a pain in the ass, because I mean, what was it? I think we were still even kind of a month out when we tried to get stuff for that, and it was still
Impossible
to get anything within like 50 miles.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe next year, or maybe throughout this year, we'll just do more going to like haunted West Virginia spots and do little things.
Well, you just went to a haunted West Virginia spot.
Yes, I got very high and fell through a wall.
That's all you get to know about that, Hef. Hef, what would you like to? What would you have done differently about the past year of the podcast? And that can pertain to the podcast or your videos or whatever.
I was gonna say I wouldn't have made Haunting Ground 9 videos long.
I loved it and I hated it.
I loved it. I've watched it twice.
The big thing I think I wish I would have done, and I'm going to change that this year, is I want to invoke a second webcam, like so that I can kind of like edit like actual face-up shots where it's not just like me up in the corner.
Ambitious.
I want to do a lot with editing and like up close face shots and do a whole bunch. Like basically, I wish I was just a little bit more savvy than what I was with the Let's Plays. But to be fair, I think in a year's time I have improved upon whatever I started with.
I recently watched a little bit of your first Amnesia.
Yeah.
The difference between that and the like I just watched your Rain video and your Parasite Eve video. Like the difference between those is like night and day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that the Amnesia one is bad. It's just it's different.
Yeah.
It's more polished.
Yeah, that's kind of so for me. Just I wish I was a little bit quicker on it, but I mean,
as you learn, you grow.
Yeah.
I mean, like listen to our first couple episodes of the podcast, and
You
then
can't hear them.
listen to like episodes 4 through 6, and then listen to our most recent couple.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. As far as like on the podcast and stuff itself, I mean, I just I come enjoy the boys and just have some fun. So I mean, I don't know, you all are the driving force. I just kind of show up from time to time.
Yeah, cool. And then I have a list of some things that we did, not things that we discussed on last year's anniversary episode, but some changes we have made. And I'm just going to list these out, and then you guys can give your thoughts if you have any. One, we have our new studio.
Yes.
Which we've had for a while now. We used to record in basically what was like a pantry or like a canning room.
And we have all this beautiful foam.
Yeah, we had. Well, the other place had like cement walls, and now we are in a real room with like paneling, and we have like sound reflecting foam all over the place. We have a nice microphone now. We used to use like these $20 USB microphones, but now we've got a fancy one, and it's actually suspended with using a microphone arm that's jerry-rigged, but you guys don't need to know that.
It's fine. We're West Virginians. We jerry-rig everything.
In season 1, we talked about doing a lot of like spin-off like mini-series with bonus episodes, and we've actually done 3 in the past year. We've done the Blobathon, blah, 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 the Alienathon, and Treehouse of Horror
Of Babylon.
So we've done 3 of those.
Honestly, I think the Substance content might be some of my favorite, and I never thought I'd say that.
Yeah, no, I think I agree. And originally when we started this show, we were releasing an episode every other Sunday, and for more then we moved to weekly, and now we're twice a week. We have been twice a week for a long time. I cannot remember the last time we didn't release an episode on a Thursday, but every Thursday and every Sunday there's a new episode.
Somebody pays us to review stuff, so we got so much more to record.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ron.
I went back like over our YouTube videos and stuff. Daniel and I did actually a decent amount of live streaming during season 1, and I was also doing Let's Plays as well, along with Hef. Like, I would drop a Let's Play video on Tuesday, and he would drop a Let's Play video on Wednesday, and we've basically completely abandoned that and just left it to Hef, for a few reasons. 1, because I think he's better at it than we are, and 2, because I think it allows us to just focus on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I've done 0 Let's Play videos this year, and we have done 1 live stream this year, which was our 200
subscriber.
Yeah, live stream where we played FNAF. And I'm not saying that. I think we probably will do more than 1 live stream in season 3, but it's just we've kind of picked our lanes. Like, Daniel and I focus on the podcast, Hef focuses on the gaming videos, and for the most part, I think it works pretty well.
Yeah.
And then also we started doing YouTube Shorts / TikToks / Facebook and Instagram Reels.
Hooray.
On the plus side, those streams that you all been doing, those are excellent filler content for me, because I can splice those together and make a good little, like, 7 to 10 minute little thing of just nothing but just high points. It's real fun.
I do like that.
Just all the bullshit.
Yeah, I'm working on the Doki Doki one.
Oh,
right
I
now.
can't wait.
Well, I mean, it's
I can.
Well, it's a little tough to get through because there's 14 hours of recorded content.
Oh my god, what the fuck were we thinking?
I believe we were drunk through most of that.
I would have had to bid.
Yeah, expect that at some point in the future. I'll probably release it in a couple different little videos, but it's.
Oh my god.
It's,
Master Shake. What? How can you let me play that game, Master Shake? It's so bad. That girl killed herself. It's sad.
it's gonna be great when it comes out. it's just all the dumb shit. It's gonna be great. The Silent Hill one was really funny. That's my favorite one I think
like
I've
the
done so
Silent Hill
far. It was so great. I loved it.
How do I work these controls?
I hate
And
tank
walk
controls.
backwards into town. Fucking killed me. The Infinite Stairwell was probably my favorite accidental one you walked into. That might have been the best one. It was so good.
Yep. Just like Never mind, I'm not gonna make that joke. All right.
Fair.
So what are some things you guys are looking forward to doing in season 3? Be it stuff we're covering or changes you want to make or things or goals you have?
One of my big goals is to be a little bit more active on the pod, like the reading podcast side of things. Like I'm trying to get more books in on things, so I'm trying to make it so that I can be up here a little bit more often, so that just have a little bit more fun. Like I enjoy doing the Let's Plays and stuff like that, but I like to be active a little bit too. So and it's been an interesting ride for me because like some of the books I've read, I mean, I would never have read under any other pretense other than having this. So it gives me an excuse to read and gives me like a little bit more broadening of different things. And there's a couple of books that I've read recently that I'm just like, hey, maybe this one or whatever like that, so I can actually talk about it with somebody. So I'd like to bring that to the table at least a little bit this year, is just have some recommendations, see if we can't do something like, I'm not gonna say horror all the way, but definitely some horror adjacency or something maybe more topical.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely some cool stuff.
Topical.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, like I said,
It's like that pudding that has all the little chunks in it.
Yeah.
That's tapioca.
Oh.
But the other thing I'd like to do, I mentioned that earlier. I'd like to I need to get a second webcam to like have a secondary like camera angle to get stuff. I want to do complete green screen is what I want to do this year. Like I want to try to get that. Yeah. Basically a lot of sharpening. That's what I want to do in my.
I love that you put me in Parasite Eve.
Oh, that was great. I'm going to make a short out of that. I'm going to. I just haven't.
So there is I recorded 2 of those actually, and the first one actually, like for what I was saying, like actually got some decent hits as far as views.
One of your more successful ones in recent months.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think I'm probably gonna like toss you the second one.
Yeah.
See how that one does.
Go for it.
You will be very happy to know. Because have you played Parasite Eve?
Yeah, like
okay.
5 times.
Like how Daniel is much more involved in that second act.
Yeah.
Guess what I had to add in?
Daniel.
Yeah, with Daniel's picture through many dialogue scenes.
Oh, that sounds like a pain in the ass.
Let me sit here while I react to you explaining mitochondria for 5 hours.
I added that picture into every single Daniel activity.
That sounds awful.
It was worth it, and if it's one of those like if it comes out really well and like people watch the second one decently, I'll probably continue that as a series and we'll just be like, yeah, fuck it, sure, why not?
Yeah.
That's the other thing I want to do this year is I want to play what I want to play.
Yeah.
So like you'll probably see some part 2s and part 3s, and that's because I'm enjoying the game. So if you enjoy it, great. I mean, please let me know.
Make the content you want to make. Don't make the content you think people want to watch.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
The Parasite Eve one's good for just the Daniel meme.
I do love my little avatar.
That was my favorite part.
Feel how hard I am.
Yeah. That was
back. God, so much editing went into that.
Daniel, what are you looking forward to in season 3? Or goals?
I've started doing, the shorts. So I want to get a little bit better at that. You've given me some good feedback on a couple of the ones I've done. And those are the ones that I actually went ahead and scripted. And, I wrote the jokes out. And then I did a couple takes, saw which ones were best. So I'm going to keep doing stuff like that. I'm looking forward to trying to get our name out there, same as always. I'm always pimping us. I'm always emailing people or trying to interact with other people close to our level and, subscriber count.
I'm glad you do, because I do 0 of that.
Yeah.
You got all the production going on, though.
Yeah.
I make a lot of memes. A lot of them tend to do pretty well.
I don't even look at our Facebook notifications anymore.
So many.
Yeah, because it's just, they like the meme in this group, they comment on the meme in this group. And the one time I did look, somebody literally called us garbage and you started arguing with them. And I'm like, I'm not looking at these ever again.
It's fine, he was wrong. I have the most liked meme on a Silent Hill group that we're in. It's like 4,000 likes.
Oh my god.
It was like the laziest meme I ever made, too.
I like the idea that you have a niche Silent Hill group of which you are the king of.
Yeah. And just a little poor Babylon posted this meme about Silent Hill.
I think my favorite. Somebody
King of the Silent Hill.
Somebody at the I've been going to the gym. Somebody at the gym recently recognized, because I'll wear that shirt to the gym wherever like that, and I got real excited because like some dude came up to me and was just like, he's like, I love that podcast, that's so cool, and I'm just like, bro,
You're making that shit up.
I'm not.
You're a liar.
I promise you, I'm not. He actually recognized it. He was just like, he knew we were local. He just didn't know. I just happened to be there, and he was just like, that's really awesome that you all do shit like that. I'm like, yeah, well, thank you. He got real excited because he was just like, oh man, you're Hef. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, Daniel's awesome. He really likes Daniel.
I don't believe that part.
No, he did.
Based on the surveys we did, people seem to prefer you.
I don't understand how. I say the most random nonsense for no reason.
Because unfortunately, I am the straight man.
You're allowed to be a little bi-curious.
How the tables have turned.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I hate Georgia.
Yeah.
Is that a politics meme?
No.
Do we do politics now?
No.
I hate Georgia Tech. It's the closest I ever saw to get Ryan getting punched in the face.
Oh.
You know what else I hate?
Babies.
We were... He and Hef, he's Hef. He
Hef.
and Wes and I were checking out at a Target, and there was a guy in front of us wearing a Georgia Tech t-shirt, and he was buying diapers. And I just decided to be like, you know what I hate, guys? Georgia Tech.
You know what else I hate?
Babies.
That's really funny.
No, it's not. It's stupid.
It's so funny.
No,
I should have gotten my ass kicked.
the best part about it was he didn't, and then I think at one point the guy looks at Wes and he's just like, you all better tell your friend to stop mouthing off here, and then Wes goes, absolutely not, sir, he's all yours.
Remember whenever we almost got in a fight at Fantastic Four?
That was not my fault. That was not my fault. That guy took that. He way overreacted.
I know, I agree, but that's the only other time I think we've almost gotten a fight.
We saw
Yeah, I don't know the story.
the new one, the bad one.
The bad one. Okay.
Yeah, we saw that, and it was like
fucking sucked.
it was like a 9 o'clock showing, and it ended, and it's like after 11 o'clock at night, and the credits are rolling, and we're sitting there, and we're talking about it. Of course, we're using foul language, and then this guy turns around in front of us and says, "Hey guys, I have my kid here. Watch your mouth." And I think he also said, "My kid and my wife here. Watch your mouth." And I called him a sexist.
I remember Ash like hyperventilating. He was so mad after the fact.
I cannot stand that. Like, I understand in front of kids, but I don't curse in front of women. Like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But yeah, no, that guy got really mad. He got really mad.
All right, where are we at now?
I think we're on to the second annual Hories.
I do love horrors.
Welcome to our annual award show, the Hories. So let me pull up the winners. So let me give a little bit of background here. So last year we did this award show where we had categories like Book of the Year, Movie of the Year, blah, blah, blah. And the three of us voted on it, and I gave each of us
so many votes.
5 votes. I said, okay, you have 5 votes to distribute among the nominees, thinking, all right. Because I was like, oh, if we all pick one, we'll end up with like 3-way ties, like all the way down. Mm-hmm. And that didn't work. We ended up with a ton of ties anyway. So like this time, we'll open it up to the community. I'll make a Google Drive survey, kick it out there, and we still have some ties, but not as many as last year.
Hooray!
We'll go through the categories. I'll read out the nominees. Then I'll say the winner, and we'll discuss for movie. I'm not going to read out the nominees for the movie category because that's gonna.
There's a shit ton.
Yeah, it's gonna take.
I'm opening up my fireball. I'm getting ready for these awards.
If I just like Big Red in a bottle.
It tastes like Big Red.
It's just
Welcome to the second annual Horries. I am your host, Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal.
Calcifer, blah, Hal.
Can I be Steve Harvey?
Oh, did you like that one, Jack?
I'm Steve Harvey. I have a mustache.
Yeah, he does. He does, in fact, have a mustache.
I hope one day to have, like, disappointed dad eyes the way that Steve Harvey does. He just looks so, bothered all the time.
You're on your way.
I know. I'm working on the mustache. I just got to get, like, the sunken feeling of just desperation.
All right, so for our first award, Book of the Year. Last year, this award was won by It by Stephen King. The nominees for Book of the Year are The Hellbound Heart by Clive Barker, The Bone Farm by Dean Koontz, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter by Seth Graham Smith, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, Dracula by Bram Stoker, Powers of Darkness by Bram Stoker and Valdemar Austmanson, A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. Oh, this was a bad decision. Watchers by Dean Koontz, River of Teeth by Sarah Gailey, Ring by Koji Suzuki, Pet Sematary by Stephen King, Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov, Salem's Lot by Stephen King, The Exorcist by William Peter Petty, Legion by William Peter Petty, and The Five Nights at Freddy's The Silver Eyes Trilogy by Scott Cawthorn and Kira Breed Racely.
I love that you call him Cawthorn.
Is that not?
It's Cawthon.
It's Cawthon.
Cawthon.
I thought you were doing it on purpose.
Isn't there an R?
No, there isn't.
I thought you were doing it to mock how I always call
I thought
Tom
you-
Curry.
Are you also William Peter Petty?
Yeah.
Is that a joke?
Oh. No,
We're doing great.
Okay then. Scott, well, I guess it's Scott Cawthorn now.
It's Scott Cawthorn now.
Yeah, that's his name.
Everybody gets one.
So before you announce the award, I do have one piece of commentary.
And real quick, thank you to everybody who participated in the survey.
Yes, thank you very much. We have a new girl at work. I think her name's Jasmine. And I noticed the other day she was reading A Dowry of Blood. I was like, oh, hey, we read that for a podcast I do. And she looks at me and goes, well, it fucking sucks.
I liked it more than that.
I was like, wow, okay, ouch.
That's actually about the same level of James Matheson on me, because he said how much he liked the podcast. He liked Daniel, and I was like, what do you think of the Let's Plays? And he's like, what Let's Plays? I'm like, fuck.
I just thought it was funny to see someone reading it in the wild and got that reaction.
Well, I mean, like, premise-wise, I think it's one of the better, like, books we've read. Like, premise, like, it's a very, like, oh, I need to read that. And the winner is...
Drum roll.
I don't have.
You guys know I edited in a drum roll.
Yeah.
Oh, I was being progressive.
Frankenstein by Mary Shelley.
Fair.
Our next category is our new to us book of the year, which is a book that none of us had read before, which may be a new book or may just be a new to us book. And I didn't have us vote on this one ahead of time because for a couple reasons, but I thought we could kind of decide on that here and now together. Last year's winner was The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. The nominees this year are A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson, Watchers by Dean Koontz, River of Teeth by Sarah Gailey, and Legion by William Peter Blatty.
Oh no.
I didn't love any of these books. I'm not even sure that I really, like, the closest one I liked was A Dowry of Blood, and I wasn't really that crazy. There was parts I liked about it, parts I didn't like, but honestly, like, none of the, I don't want to give the award to any of these.
I want to give it to River of Teeth, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because the reaction you had to that book is by far the funniest out of all of these other books. And it's the most emotion I think I've seen you express in a long time.
I was very mad.
Yeah, I remember.
Was River of Teeth the only one of these you read?
Yes.
Okay.
that's two
Well-
for River of Teeth.
And the winner,
By a landslide.
by a mudslide filled with hippos. River of Teeth by Sarah Gailey.
It's not a caper, it's a shitty award.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Moving on to Film of the Year. Last year's winner was Call Girl of Cthulhu.
Deserved.
Which almost had a sweep, but Hef fucked it up. And there are lots of nominees. If
Too many to count.
Too many, like 50 movies. Like, I don't know, like a shit ton of movies. And the winner is... Pet Sematary. I wanna be buried in the pet cemetery.
What? The original, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, not the remake. No, the original.
What's the prequel?
Well, that's Pet Sematary Bloodlines.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I was confused because my mind didn't even register that a possibility of the remake being movie of the year.
That pause was perfect, by the way. It was the perfect length. Yes.
Ryan's got very good timing.
Yeah, it's Denise Crosby. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. New film of the year. So a movie that was actually released within the last 12 months.
Okay.
The nominees are the Hellraiser remake, Violent Night, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, Cocaine Bear, Renfield, The Boogie Man, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, Pet Sematary Bloodlines, The Exorcist the Believer, and Five Nights at Freddy's.
All right.
And the winners in a two-way tie for first place are Cocaine Bear and Renfield.
It's not bad. Those are pretty good choices.
Yes.
Cocaine Bear's pretty funny. And Renfield, I am so mad that movie didn't do better.
It was a rough time for it to get released. There was, I forget which, I think there was a Marvel movie it got released along with.
Yeah.
I forget which one.
Nicolas Cage as Dracula, peak.
It's pretty good.
I went in expecting very little of that movie, and I got so much more out of it.
Yeah,
than I was expecting.
It was really good. And so Cocaine Bear was also excellent.
Yeah.
TV content of the year. Last year's winner was the 2-episode miniseries It from 1990. The nominees this year were the original Salem's Lot miniseries from 1979, the remake Salem's Lot miniseries from 2004, the first season of Chapelwaite, and The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. We did not do a lot of TV content this year, which I'm okay with.
I am fine with.
Yeah, I
There was
prefer
something.
covering movies.
We're doing the Dead-Eye-a-thon now, and I was like, we're not doing the TV show. That's kind of good.
It's 30 episodes long.
Yeah, I know. That's why that's good.
Yeah. And the winner is... by a landslide, The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
Deserved.
Yes, much so. Much so. Here. And the next one is a new category because we just started doing the Treehouse of Horror of Babylon this year. What was the best Treehouse of Horror episode? The nominees were Not It, Death Tome, The Shinning, Bart Simpson's Dracula, I Know What You Diddly Italy Did, Dead Ringer, Married to the Blob, Dial Z for Zombies, If I Only Had a Brain, Frankenstein, Wanted Dead, Then Alive, and The Exorcist. And the winner, by a landslide, was Death Tome.
I was expecting it was either going to be that or Not It.
Yeah. I think Not It was... No, actually, The Shinning was second place, and I think Not It was third place. Short Story of the Year. Last year, we had a tie between The Mark of the Beast by Rudyard Kipling and The Call of Cthulhu by H.P. Lovecraft. And the nominees this year are All That You Love Will Be Carried Away by Stephen King, Dracula's Guest by Bram Stoker, The Boogeyman by Stephen King, Jerusalem's Lot by Stephen King, One for the Road by Stephen King, and The Werewolf by Alma Katsu. And in a two-way tie for first place, this year's winners are Dracula's Guest by Bram Stoker and The Werewolf by Alma Katsu. What did you vote for?
The Werewolf.
Oh, okay.
I had to say it right, or I have to be quiet for 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm just not saying it. Yeah. I got punished hard for that episode.
And comic of the year. Last year's winner was a 3-way tie between Domu by Katsuhiro Otomo, Mermaid Saga by Rumiko Takahashi, and The Enigma of Amagar Fault by Junji Ito. This year's nominations are Frankenstein by Junji Ito, which no one voted for. Uzumaki by Junji Ito.
Which everyone voted for.
Not true.
Really?
Yeah, not true.
Okay.
I did not.
You did not?
I did not. The Ring by Misao Inagaki and Moi by Osamu Tezuka. And the winner is... Uzumaki by Junji Ito. We have 2 more new awards to wrap up. Then we have a few other things to discuss. So I did a little award. This is our first year doing mini-series, and I wanted to know which one everybody liked the best. So mini-series of the year, Treehouse of Horror of Babylon, The Blobathon, or The Alienathon. And the winner is... Treehouse of Horror
Of Babylon.
But all 3 got votes.
All right.
Somebody voted for the Blobathon. Good on them.
It was wrong.
Probably wrong.
It was not wrong.
I have had at least a couple co-workers comment on the Alienathon.
Yeah, actually Sam was talking to me about it.
And I keep going, hey, you could leave these comments on our videos.
Yeah. Yeah, that would help. And then our final award, which this is a new one for this year. And I thought this was one that we should have done last year, but we didn't. It's Author of the Year. Daniel, I think you could probably agree that we can officially give this award to Stephen King for season 1, because in season 1 we covered It, The Mist, The Stand, Firestarter.
It was almost just a Stephen King podcast.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and say he got this award last year.
That's fair.
Okay. But the nominees this year are Clive Barker, Dean Koontz, Seth Graham-Smith, Mary Shelley, Bram Stoker, Valdemar Ausmundsson, S.T. Gibson, Sarah Gailey, Koji Suzuki, Stephen King, Vladimir Nabokov, William Peter Blatty, Scott Cawthorn, Kira Breed Riesly, Almakatsu, Junji Ito, Misao Inagaki, and Osamu Tezuka.
As a quick side, I heard his brain go 3 separate directions before he decided on Cawthorn. He's like, do I? No. Yes, let's do it.
Sometimes it's a shame we don't do live video, because that would have been like a great gif of his brain trying to decide which one.
Yeah. And the winner is Mary Shelley, author of Frankenstein.
Can't even be mad.
I can't even be mad.
I voted for Scott Cawthon.
You're the only one.
I know. I thought it would be funny.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. We have one more. We have one more.
One more.
Game of the year. Last year, we had a 2-way tie between Doki Doki Literature Club and Cult of the Lamb.
The crossover we deserve.
No, actually, Cult of the Lamb is doing a crossover with...
Doki Doki Literature Club?
No, I don't...
So Stardew Valley? Because it's...
No, oh, that'd be so cool.
That would be dope.
I recognize the game as something that people like, but I don't remember its name.
It's not the new incest horror game, is it?
No. Don't Starve Together.
Okay.
Okay. The nominees are Luigi's Mansion, Rusty Lake Hotel, Rusty Lake Roots, Haunting Ground, Dead Space, Medieval, the original, Portal, Where Is My Heart, Parasite Eve, Rain, and Five Nights at Freddy's. And in a 2-way tie for first place, Luigi's Mansion and Five Nights at Freddy's.
That was not the tie I was expecting.
I also was not expecting that tie.
What was the tie you were expecting?
Me?
A bow tie?
I mean, I guess Freddy does wear a bow tie. I guess Luigi's Mansion is Nintendo. It is Mario.
Yeah.
I didn't think my videos were that good though, as far as that.
I think people were just going
playing for the game.
based on the game,
Yeah.
not our content. Because our Five Nights at Freddy's stream was not good.
I don't know, that like bit you did on me about Dustin was really funny.
Yeah, that one thing.
That was so fucking
I think
funny.
I clipped that and made it a TikTok.
I clipped it and made
You
it.
did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I did it. I did it too. Because that's one where you talk about him being a doctor, right?
Yeah, I made that into
Oh,
a
that's what
YouTube short.
I just shortened it. I had to switch some stuff around. That was really good.
And then just some shout outs for protagonist of the year. Last year, I said the Losers Club. Hef said Andy McGee. And Daniel said Larry Underwood. And then I'm not going to read out who said who and what. I'm just going to shout out some of the answers that we got on our surveys. Both the Harkers as a couple and Mina Harker herself. Also, Lisa Simpson as Light Yagami. Ellen Ripley, the Creature. And some joker said Dr. Jimmy Cody. Like, I don't know who the hell that was. What a fool. What an absolute fool.
He's clearly just too ignorant.
He's just clearly too ignorant.
What a silly Bo Billy.
What a silly man. Assuming they are, man. And then Villain of the Year. Last year, Hef said, John Rainbird. And Daniel and I both said,
Elkut woman.
the Elkut woman.
I could really go for a pizza.
Me too. Oh God, don't say that word. And then some of the people we got shouted out as Villain of the Year for them: Dracula, Michio Yuki, Lisa Simpson as Light Yagami, Humbert. Dracula got multiple shout outs. And then Scare of the Year. Last year, Hef said David Drayton murdering his son. Daniel said The Empty Town from Phantoms. And I said... and this year, multiple people said Gage or The Road or The Truck from Pet Sematary. Daniel Radcliffe turning into Satan and horns.
Hi, Nick.
And just The Exorcist in general, and then 99% of Lolita.
Hi, Ryan.
That was not me. That was Hef.
Oh,
I said Gage.
I also said gay.
Yeah. Kings and Koontz of the Year. Last year, Hef didn't give us a Koontz, but his king was me being pissed off about Jim Gordon being the villain in the Gotham by Gaslight movie.
Because there was so much emotion there.
Yeah. So, Hef, why don't you go ahead and give us your king and your Koontz for season 2 of the Horror of Babylon?
So my king for season 2 is just the notable upgrades, I think, on all parties. Like, I think we've all done considerably better with really all the things that we kind of keep in our own little domains, but also still maintaining a bit of cohesion there. So I like progress.
A vote for Hef is a vote for progress.
I think progress is exactly what this season has been all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my Koontz, just listen to the pre-show for for last week that I had to deal with.
He broke his toe. That's a short.
Yeah.
I'm going to kiss it and make it feel better.
Yeah.
I just have to finish.
Truth be
this
told,
final
I don't
first.
have a Koontz for this year. I think we did a lot of really cool stuff this year, and even to the point where we got outside of our comfort zones on a couple of those. And I even still think that that's good.
No, I agree. So last year, Daniel's king, he had 2. One was me throwing my copy of the Confederado, which I no longer own, by the way, after reading the section of the child being raped and murdered on the episode. And then the other one was Hef literally leaving the house after poor Sayori hung herself in the Doki Doki Literature Club live stream.
I'm all about the reactions.
And your Koontz was just our Nothing But Black and Teeth episode that was never released. It's one of our lost episodes. And unlike Star Wars The Clone Wars, we will not release our lost episodes.
Unless you pay us enough.
Nope. Nope. It won't happen.
Careful, like the Star Wars Holiday Special. The internet exists.
Yeah, that's true. That is very, very true. Which we did do an episode on that for Star Wars Day, which you can listen to. It was a good one. Daniel, what is your king and your Koontz for season 2 of the Horror of Babylon?
I don't remember what I wrote down for my king.
I don't know.
Like who's who.
I mean, I don't know which one is yours. the new authors.
Yeah, that was it. We covered a more diverse set of people.
Yeah, not only in terms of like, you know, inclusion and diversity things, but just
not
more,
Stephen King, yeah.
more people. We had 18 authors.
Specifically, you know, like Koji Suzuki, I was really happy with.
Mm-hmm. Clive Barker.
Clive Barker.
Scott Cawthorn.
And Mike Koontz was I Am Springtrap, because as a fan of FNAF, I will never live that down.
Didn't say it in the movie.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I kind of wanted him to, so I could hear your reaction.
And then for me, my king for last year was... my king for last year was Carrie and I girding our loins for Daniel to be an edgelord during the our discussion of the sewer scene and it.
And I gave a wonderfully articulate answer that you guys agreed with.
Yeah, and you're just like, no, it's gross, it's bad. I'm like, oh, thank God. And then my Koontz is also the Nothing But Blackened Teeth episode. And then I think my king for the year is us, just the support we've gotten, but in terms of our patrons, because all of our patrons joined this year. So, you know, specific shout out to Abigail for starting that waterfall. Thank you so much. It means the world to us. And then also huge thanks to Logan, Ron, Ben, and Mia.
I got to hang out with both Mia and Ben recently, so that's always fun.
But not only just the patrons, but like I never really thought we were gonna get like we're almost at 300 subs on YouTube, which I know is not a lot, but it's a lot to me. Yeah, it's a lot to me.
We've gotten more followers on our Facebook, on our Twitter.
Yeah, all that stuff. Like the people who actually listen to the podcast, the people who follow our socials, the people who watch Hef's Let's Play videos, whether, you know, you like comment or not, but I do really appreciate the people who do regularly make comments, be it on social media or on the actual videos. Just it's the support, and also like the support that I've gotten from Beck and my family, and Drake and Emma continuing to let me do this bullshit every single week.
Another shout out to Emma for all of her art that she does.
Yeah,
Lil Boo-chan.
Boo-chan. Check out her YouTube channel, Riptide 9 3/4.
That's a cool name.
It's a Percy Jackson reference and a Harry Potter reference.
Okay, I learned something.
Shout out to my kid too, because every single Wednesday she has a little alarm set for watching my YouTubes, and she thinks that's just the coolest thing that I do.
My kid doesn't know I'm the dad, so.
And my kids don't watch my content, which is probably a good thing. But okay, and then my Koontz for this year, it's the last like 3 or 4 months particularly has been a struggle for me content wise. If you talk to like any content creator and ask them like about their content, it's 99% of the time it's like, oh, I'm really, really passionate about this thing that I'm making content on. And very little of what we have covered recently is what I would personally describe myself as passionate about. So it's been a struggle making Five Nights at Freddy's content and some other stuff.
He's gonna hate his Springtrap hoodie Christmas present.
Does the hood part have teeth?
Yes.
Ooh.
It zips.
So
I kind of like that, actually.
My Koontz / my goal for next year is to try and curate the content we're doing a little more, and not just like not in terms of like saying no to you, but in saying yes to myself and saying, Daniel, we're doing this. so I can get a little excited too.
I do like it when you get excited.
Yeah.
Let's have an episode based on how scary Shanghai Nights is.
I love that movie. That'll be my number one. Like, it's just like, fuck everything else we've ever watched. Ninja Turtles gave me super Shanghai Nights flashbacks.
The recent one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jackie Chan is Splinter.
Okay.
It's a choice.
It is definitely a choice.
Splinter's like big fight scene is a Jackie Chan like fight scene, like using the shit around him, like, and doing like physical comedy, and it's a choice.
I think it's a choice pays off. I enjoyed the movie.
I love it. No,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think-
it's the best Ninja Turtles movie, like, hands down.
It's really good.
Yeah, really loved it. Probably my second favorite movie of the year so far, after the Mario Brothers movie.
Nice.
Question for the listeners: just reach out to us any way you can. We would love to get your feedback, your comments, your criticisms. The survey link is still up if you want to do that, or if you want to leave a comment on socials on this video. Send us an email if you want something more private. The Horror of Babylon Podcast at gmail.com. Just reach out. We would love to hear. And then just more thanks. Again, thank you to all of our listeners, to all of our social media followers. Thank you to Hef. Thank you to Daniel, Ron, and Remy, who were guests this year, and also Emma and Kale, who are guests on our FNAF episode, and our friends and our family who continue to support us and allow us to do this bullshit. And of course, thank you again so much, Abigail, Logan, Ron,
You forgot Ron.
Ben, and Mia.
Ron's sitting there going, "Oh, we can do assault on next."
I will say no. Do you guys have anybody you want to shout out? Anything else you want to say as we're wrapping up?
I just want to thank my family on my end for, letting me come up. Not letting me, but like,
For me, it's letting me.
Well,
it's absolutely letting me.
Not, I mean, my daughter thinks it's cool. My wife thinks it's
A choice.
a choice. But she does enjoy the fact that, like, there's stuff that's happening. It's like she's genuinely excited that, like, I'm doing something that I would consider to be proactive. So, like, that's a big deal.
It's a project. It's a productive thing.
Yeah, so thank you to those two, and thank you to you boys for just, like, having me up on that one episode and just letting me come back, I guess.
But you want to talk about Batman?
Come out of the street with that bag. We'll give you some food. You can talk about Batman.
Homeless man out on the street. Come in. Hey, you homeless man, you like Batman?
You like some Batman?
You like Batman?
I would like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
I thought you were going to say Scott Cawthorn.
No, me and him have some business to take care of.
I knew because I liked it, he was going to be mad. I was like, wow, that was way better than I thought it would be. Daniel probably hates it.
It's not the movie, it was the experience.
To be fair, Emma was also down here, and I think she also had an experience.
Yeah, she really did. Her night might have gone better if the person next to her didn't barf in their popcorn bag, but
Somebody barfed in their popcorn bag.
yeah. Okay.
That is just the worst thing I've ever heard.
It was
Like,
really
as
bad.
far as movie-going experiences, that's got to be up
It
there.
was during a quiet, serious scene, too, which that movie does not have many serious scenes.
It's surprisingly funny.
Yeah, it's...
I thought it was going to be like a little comedic. It was almost just a comedy.
No, I think I would classify it as a horror comedy.
Yeah.
But it was during the scene at the table. We'll talk about it on the
Yeah.
episode. Okay. Upcoming on the Horror of Babylon, we are kicking off Season 3 this Sunday with episode 99, The Stand, where we are going to discuss Stephen King's The Stand, which, of course, was the first book we ever covered, and it's been 2 years. We're going to go back to it, and we're going to just kind of give our thoughts. Hef is reading it has read it for the first time, and so it's going to be mostly the Hef show, but with Daniel and I kind of interjecting, bouncing off of him, and just kind of giving our updated opinions. Like I have changed my opinions on some things I haven't.
I'm still a fanboy of Harold until I'm not.
I realized two things today.
Yeah.
You and Larry both refer to yourselves in the third person.
Yeah.
And Harold Lauder is Humbert.
Oh no.
He is an exceptionally well-written character that I hate.
Is that why I like him so much?
I mean, I just think you like probably the complicated psychology of Harold, which is great. He's probably the best written character in that book.
I believe I have phrased it as I loved him until I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I know when you say you love him, you're not saying he's such a cool guy, I want to emulate him.
No.
You're saying that's a really well-written character, which I agree.
Yeah.
And Harold Lauder jumped. Oof.
And then the next Sunday for episode 100, we are going to be wrapping up the Exorcist coverage with the 2 Exorcist prequel movies. And then our next novel episode will be on Sunday, November 19th, where we will be reviewing Battle Royale by Koshun Takami.
I'm super excited for that one.
I'm super medium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about the movie. I don't hate the movie, but...
I thought that's the book, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's my only experience. I've only seen the movie.
Oh, okay.
I've never read the book.
Fair.
I've never
All
read
right.
the manga, so...
Okay.
I assume both the book and the manga are better than the movie, but I don't know.
The manga is a surprisingly like straight adaptation.
Of the book.
Until it's not.
Until it's not.
But yeah, but I'm going in that with an open mind. And then our next 3 bonus episodes on November 2nd, we are having our first episode of The Dead-Ide-a-thon with The Evil Dead. The next Thursday will be, surprise, surprise, Evil Dead 2. And the third Thursday on November 16th will be Army of Darkness. And that is The Dead-Ide-a-thon, sponsored by Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming.
That's probably been 20 years since I've seen that.
Ryan's been paid to be here.
Last week I watched The Evil Dead for the first time since maybe like sophomore year of high school. Something like that. Yeah. And speaking of sponsors, thank you to Abigail the First, Breaker of Chains, Mother of Dragons, and
Logan,
the Full Metal Patron, and Ben, the Fourth, Patron of Hope, and Mia the Fifth, the Rainmaker.
She makes it rain.
Oh yeah, she makes it rain like quarters spilling out of a machine at Freddy Fazbear's. And thank you to Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming, which you can visit at the Morgantown Mall in Morgantown, West Virginia, the Mall at Robinson in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Or you can shop online at shop.fourhorsemencomics.com. If you make it in the store or buy something online, please let them know that you were sent there by the idiots on that one podcast that you listen to every Sunday, or most Sundays, or occasional Sundays, or rarely on Sundays.
Put us in your order notes if you order online.
Yes. And thank you, Daniel and Hef, both for being here tonight.
Always a pleasure.
Stay tuned for our socials. Thank you to our patrons, and stay scary.
Stay scary, everybody.
Stay scary, folks.
And now for the obligatory socials. Please like, share, and subscribe. You can find the podcast on Twitter at HorrorPod69. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Slasher, and Goodreads. Become part of the Disturbed community by asking for the Facebook group and Discord links. Send dick pics to the Horror of Babylon podcast at gmail.com. Support the show at patreon.com/the Horror of Babylon. In closing, you can let your friends know that The Horror of Babylon is available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Audible, and all other major podcast apps. Stay scary.